Disclaimer, this game was beaten in one sitting. Sonic Lost World. Hey guys, the Visor here. Just wanted to talk about this game a little bit, seeing as how it got internet flack and a little bit of internet success. But what nobody told me was, you can beat the game in one sitting. I beat this game in 6 hours, and that was from me dying a little bit. And I didn't even collect any of the red rings. That was, oh my goodness, that's so irritating. Alright guys, let's get started with this review, and let's start with the story. And for this one, I'm going to give you a main overview of the story. I'm going to try my best not to seem as sarcastic throughout the whole review.
Oh, and you're asking so nice.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
Our game begins with Sonic and Tails, of course, chasing after Dr. Eggman and Eggman up to his usual shenanigans. He's going to turn all the woodland creatures into robots and create Eggman Land, thus creating a giant machine that sucks the life out of the planet. Dr. Robotnik then attempts to drop the capsule toward, of course, nowhere, because they're kind of flying in nowhere, resulting in Sonic and Tails falling for his trap and the tornado getting shot down. The tornado being badly damaged, Sonic and Tails choose to land on the Lost Hex. If you're wondering how Tails knows about the Lost Hex, God knows. The Lost Hex also harbors some of the most generic criminals of all time in the Sonic history. The Deadly Six. The worst type of people in the world. You got the token leader, the token crazy person, the token fat guy, the token female, the token old person. Calling these people generic as hell is kind of an understatement. And the plot is very simple, but I digress. Let's move on to the next part of our review, which would be, for this one, dialogue and level design. Oh, and I forgot about the token emo, because token emos are cool.
Oh, and you're asking so nice.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
Honestly, some of the dialogue can be really, really bad. And when I say bad, I mean so cringeworthy that you kind of just want to punch the characters in the face. And others can be really cool, and others can be kind of cheesy, and some can be really, really funny. Genuinely funny. AKA this line.
Oh, and you're asking so nice.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails. I don't like working with my most hated enemies any more than you do, but our entire world is at stake.
Yeah, well, teaming up with you feels like the end of the world, Eggman. I'm gonna want to take a long shower by the time we're done.
Yes, folks, you just told Tails to man up. That's pretty funny to me. Next, I want to talk about some of the level designs. I had a few positives and negatives when it comes to this. Certain levels, I didn't like how you always started on the end of the cylinder. In other levels, I liked the open expansiveness of it. Some of the levels kind of look the same. A lot of levels look really different. But there is one thing I can honestly say. This game has the weirdest level placement ever. When I say level placement, I mean it's all copy and pasted from Super Mario. There's a sky world, there's a lava world, there's a beach world, there's a forest, there's, Mario-like levels. This game is literally comparable to Super Mario, and there's nothing this game can do to stop it. I will say that some of my favorite levels include the Knights level, which is an homage to all Knights fans, and me being a Knights fan, that was amazing. And Tropical Coast Zone 3 were a part of some of my favorite levels. Now let's move on to the graphics. The graphics and the music.
Oh, and you're asking so nice.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
The graphics are actually really good in this game. From the opening cutscene to every cutscene that shows Sonic in it, to every cutscene that shows the Deadly Six in it. Every cutscene is done really, really well. It looks very good for a Nintendo Wii title, surprisingly. And some of the music in the game is actually very fantastic. One would think that the music would kind of suck for the type of game it is, but no. Like certain themes like the Sky Road theme is actually very amazing. I found myself downloading the soundtrack to this game and humming the tunes over and over again as they stay stuck in my head. Found it very pleasant. That being said, the Deadly Six theme was used over and over again in some places where it didn't need to be. I did not need to hear 3 or 4 different versions of that song. It actually got slightly annoying after a while. The song isn't really the greatest, but I can still say it's actually really good for what it is. Now that being said, let's move on to the next part of this review, which are the controls and the negatives. And I have a little bit of negatives to say about this game before I'm done with it.
Oh, and you're asking so nicely.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
Okay, let's get started with this section real quick. As soon as I started the game off, I've noticed something really odd about the control scheme. Sonic wasn't moving fast until I had to hold the run button. I don't know about you, but that's pretty stupid. That's a very dumb feature, and I don't know why they decided to add that into the game. I definitely don't think Sonic needed a run button. And my next problem is, I don't know if I can show this a lot, but I've paused a lot during my adventure because I had to stop what I was doing, look at the Wii U gamepad, hit the question mark, look at how to play the game, unpause the game, and continue, which created some of the most frustrating slowdowns I've ever played with a f***ing game in my life. That is irritating as hell. I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I have to stop what I am doing just to learn how to do something. Like the stupid ass parkour system that I did not even know how to do until I was damn near done with the f***ing game. I was at the last area and then learned how to use the parkour system. And still didn't even use it. I just glitched the area and just hopped on top of things with the f***ing wisp. And still bypassed the area. And then there's the Deadly Six. The Deadly Six are the most generic beings I have ever met in a Sonic game. They don't do anything really good. They're just f***ing there. They don't do anything super bad. They do something that Eggman was already going to do in the first place. They just do it in a more evil way, which is, to me, kind of dumb if you think that I'm going to fall for something like that. And then they come out of nowhere, and then they go nowhere, which makes me kind of baffled that the last boss is exactly who you think the last boss is, without Super Sonic. And to get Super Sonic, you gotta collect all the red rings, which brings us to the next thing. The red rings are in some of the most dickish locations of all time. Like, why the hell are the red rings in do or die situations, and where if you miss one, you can't f***ing go back and get it unless you start the whole f***ing level over again? Like, what the hell? Who decided to put that in the f***ing game? This game is not supposed to be that hard. This game is easy as hell. Which brings me to my next point. The game is easy as hell. You can beat the game in one sitting. I beat the game in a 6-hour stretch of sitting down at one spot. Yes, I took some breaks here and there, but I still beat the game in one sitting. The last boss alone is the easiest last boss in all of Sonic history. It did not take me no time to beat him. Beat him on my first try. Usually a Sonic last boss is a little hard, a little challenging, but no. He wasn't hard. None of the bosses in the game were really hard. They were easy as all hell. Like I said, some of the bosses I died from was because of dickish level design.
Oh, and you're asking so nicely.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
Honestly, guys, if I was to be completely honest, I did have some fun with the game. There were certain sections where I had a lot of fun. Others did infuriate me a lot, but I did have fun with the game overall. That being said, I would not just say to anybody to just buy this game. Say a good rent it. Rent it for about a week or two. or a half an hour and be done with the game by the same day, and go take it back, get something better, probably like Generations or Unleashed or something. Other than that, the game is not bad. It's just rent it. You'll feel so much better about yourself in the morning if you rent this game. And that being said, this is the Advisor signing off. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please, let me know in the comment section if you truly like Sonic Lost World or if you didn't. But like I said, it's a rent it. Don't buy it, people. Just rent it. Call it a day. Goodbye. See you later.